One minute, the silence in our bedroom was so thick you could have spread it on toast. The next, she's kissing me like we're teenagers again, telling me everything's gonna be fine. But it wasn't the kiss that got me. It was the look in her eyes right before. A flash of something sharp and knowing, like she'd just solved a puzzle I didn't even realize we were working on. And I've got a bad feeling I'm the missing piece. Let's call me Mark. It all blew up yesterday, but the fuse was lit long before. My oldest, Ethan, he's 17, good kid, head screwed on tight, knows what he wants. Senior year pressure's on, and he's gunning for an athletic scholarship. Football. Kid eats, sleeps, and breathes it. This summer, it's his launch pad. Every practice, every drill, every ounce of sweat is an investment in a future that could set him up for life. I get that. Hell, I live for that. For him. Then there's Sarah. We've been married 5 years. She's got 2 boys from her previous, and together we added another little tornado to the mix. So, 3 younger ones, a whirlwind of Legos, scraped knees, and endless noise. I legally adopted her too. Love them like my own. But Ethan's my first. There's a different kind of bond there, forged in late night feedings and first steps long before Sarah was in the picture. So, yesterday, Ethan's heading out, gym bag slung over his shoulder, laser focused. Sarah, in the middle of what looked like World War III with a pile of laundry, asked him to tidy the living room. He's already halfway to the door. Gotcha, Mom. He calls her Mom, mostly out of habit and respect. Though he's always been clear she's not his mother. I'll hit it when I get back from the gym. She didn't like that. You can go after you tidy, Ethan. Her voice had that slight edge, the one that says, don't test me. Ethan, bless his impatient teenage heart, just waved. Later, promise. And poof, he was gone. Didn't even give her a chance to fire back. Next thing I know, my phone buzzes. It's Sarah. He's grounded. Then another buzz. A text from her to Ethan, a screenshot of which he'd already forwarded to me with a single, exasperated question mark. Hold on, I told her over the phone, trying to keep my voice even. I'll talk to him. He's not grounded. The airwaves crackled. He disrespected me, Mark. He walked right out. I hear you, I said, already feeling that familiar tightening in my chest, the one that comes when I'm caught between a rock and a hard place, or in this case, my wife and my son. We'll talk about respect, absolutely, but there's no grounding. Not now. This summer it's everything for him. My last summer with him before he's off to college, hopefully. I'm not risking that, not unless it's something monumentally serious. She was quiet for a moment, a dangerous, simmering quiet. So, my authority means nothing? That's not what I'm saying, Sarah. Then what? Are you saying, Mark? I sighed. This was going nowhere fast. I'll handle it. I texted Ethan. Not grounded. But we need to talk when you get home, both of us. Asterisk. Okay, Dad. Leaving gym now. Asterisk. When he got back, smelling of sweat and determination, we sat down. Sarah was radiating disapproval, arms crossed, foot tapping, a staccato rhythm of impatience on the hardwood floor. Ethan, to his credit, was calm. Look, he said, directing it more to me, but including Sarah with a glance. I don't mind helping out. But I'm on a tight schedule. Every minute counts. If you need something done, just ask me in advance. Give me a heads up, and I'll work it in. But I can't just drop everything at a moment's notice. I'm not just available like that anymore. Sarah scoffed. Available? You live here, Ethan. This is your home. And I contribute, he countered, still level. But my priority right now, this summer, is training. I nodded slowly. That sounds fair to me, son. We can work with schedules. I looked at Sarah, a silent plea in my eyes. She just stared back, unmoved. So, about the living room? I asked Ethan. Yeah, Dad. Let me just shower, then I'll get right on it. The moment the bathroom door clicked shut behind him, it started. You undermined me. Sarah's voice was low, shaking with anger. In front of him. Now none of them will respect me. You always take his side. This isn't about sides, Sarah, I said, my own frustration bubbling. And he's right, He is busy. We need to respect his commitment. Respect his commitment? What about respect for me? And then I said it. The words I knew were a landmine, but in my exasperation, I stepped right on it. He's my son, Sarah, and you're not his mother. With him, the final say is mine. Any of our other boys, this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have overruled you like that. But he's different. You're not his mom. The air went frigid. Her face, already tight, seemed to shatter. I need some space, she whispered and walked out. Not just out of the room, but out of the house, taking the car. She came back hours later, after I'd put the younger boys to bed, and the silence in our bedroom was louder than any argument. Today, Memorial Day, was a disaster waiting to happen. We were supposed to go to a friend's barbecue. An hour before, as I was looking for my damn flip-flops, she asked, "Could you maybe stay home? I'll take the boys. Ethan's already left with his friends, right?" The "without me" was unsaid, but hung in the air like a guillotine. I stayed home, ate a cold sandwich, stared at the walls, and wondered if I was, in fact, the asshole. Ethan has always been respectful, never cussed her out, never raised his voice. He just maintains that boundary. Asterisk, she's not my mother. Asterisk. And I'd always thought, well, that's fair. We need to be consistent. But maybe being a consistent father in that way made me a lousy husband. Later that night, after the barbecue, after the little ones were finally down, after the house settled into that deceptive quiet that only follows a storm, we talked. Or at least, I tried to. I sat on the edge of the bed. She was pretending to read, but I could see the tension in her shoulders. "Sarah," I began, choosing my words carefully. "After 5 years of never really trying to be any kind of mother to Ethan, why suddenly this? Why the need to lay down the law with him now?" She put the book down, her finger still marking the page. "I wasn't trying to parent him, Mark," she said, her voice flat. "I was trying to manage the household, and he wasn't cooperating. He offered to do it later. That sounds like cooperation to me. Reacting by grounding him. I was overwhelmed," she cut in, a flash of the earlier anger in her eyes. "I needed it done then, so I didn't have to think about it anymore. So it was off my plate." I sighed, running a hand through my hair. "Okay, I get being overwhelmed. But this summer, Sarah, it's so damn important to me that this last summer is good. For him, for me. I don't know when I'll see him again like this after he leaves." Hell, I confessed, the anxiety I usually kept bottled up spilling out. "I'm already stressed that I won't be able to go to his big games, his graduation, if he doesn't want you there. And I can't just abandon you to travel without you, can I? That wouldn't be right." I was rambling, just thinking aloud, voicing the fears that kept me up at night. And then, the weirdest damn thing happened. As I was talking, lost in my own miserable projections, her eyes, they lit up. Not with understanding or sympathy, but with something else. A flicker, then a steady gleam. And she smiled. A small, almost secretive smile that sent a shiver down my spine. It was so out of place. I hadn't said anything remotely positive. A second ago, she was upset, defensive. "What?" I asked, thrown off. "What's going on?" "Nothing," she said, the smile softening, becoming almost tender. "Did you mean that?" I was completely lost. "Mean what? Which part? That you'd choose me over your son?" Her voice was a soft caress. My stomach dropped. "Whoa, hang on. I'd never choose anything over my children, Sarah. You know that." "But," she pressed, leaning in slightly, her eyes holding mine. "If he invited you to visit him, and not me, you wouldn't go? You said you couldn't do that to me." The air in the room felt thick, charged. It was a trap. I knew it was. But what kind? "As your husband," I said slowly, carefully, "I couldn't just abandon you like that, no. Unless it was a genuine emergency or something. And obviously, I don't want an emergency." I tried a weak smile. "So you can see why I'm stressed about this whole potential future, where I might go years without really seeing Ethan." Her smile widened. It was like the sun breaking through clouds, if the sun was suddenly powered by a hidden agenda. "I understand," she said, her voice like honey. It won't happen again. And then she was kissing me, a deep, passionate kiss that took me by surprise. She pulled back, beaming. "You're gonna have a great summer, Mark. Everything will be okay." The shift was so abrupt, so total, it felt like whiplash. 1 minute, a cold war. The next, peace, love, and understanding. She asked how the barbecue was, and when I mumbled something non-committal, she said, "It was all right, but it would have been better if you were there." The implication, the gentle reproach, was not lost on me, but I had no idea how to even begin to unpack that on top of everything else. So here I am, in the bathroom, the hum of the fan, my only confidant. I don't know what to make of any of this. Part of me, the weary, conflict-avoidant part, wants to believe this is a resolution, that we've turned a corner, that she gets it. But there's another part, a colder, more cynical part, probably fueled by too many late-night Reddit rabbit holes, that thinks this isn't over. That her sudden happiness isn't about understanding Ethan, or me, or the delicate balance of a blended family. It's about something else. It's about her feeling like she won. That she got the reassurance she needed. Not about household chores, but about her place in my life, stacked up against my firstborn. My wife is happy. So I guess I'm better off than I was this morning, right? But that smile, her eyes lighting up when I talked about not abandoning her. It was unsettling. Like I'd inadvertently given her a weapon, or a shield, or God knows what. This isn't a solution. It feels like a temporary truce, bought at a price I don't fully understand yet. And I've got this sinking feeling that the real battle, the one for the soul of my family, is just getting started. Or maybe, just maybe, I'm just too damn tired and paranoid. Either way, the bathroom floor is cold and the night is long. And tomorrow, Ethan still has practice. That, at least, is something I can count on.